I'm so tall. There's a moment I get to consider how much this is going to hurt.
See, I'm close to the ground, so
I'm not. Say, oh, this is going to suck, and it's invariably right. But yep, this is going to suck.
Cultra Trail Running Podcast. Running. Cultra.
Yay!
Yay!
All right. And I gotta be toughy, so I gotta put my hood on.
I don't have a hood. Wait a minute.
Doesn't it look like I have a giant head?
I don't. I feel like if I pull my shirt up, I'm like Beavis and Butthead.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
I figured out how to turn off the blur. I love when I can do something and not have to ask my kid.
No, for me, it's my husband.
but isn't that still your kid? I mean, but
Well, yeah, obviously.
My wife would have no idea. It's my kid.
yeah, I don't usually have any idea. I usually have to ask my husband. Very important announcement first. You guys should do TARC to Hale and Back, March 23rd.
Yeah, that's why I just registered for it. What is it?
Yes. I love that you don't know what it is and you just registered.
You told me to register.
It's a TARC race. It's in Massachusetts. It's up by in Westwood, Boston area, and it's 6 hours.
It's right by
Oh,
it's
it's where
I
your
stay.
daughter.
Yeah,
Yay!
I know Westwood.
I've done it before. It's a great race.
Let me see what day it is.
Saturday.
But I can't. I don't plan out that far. I don't know if that's going to fall into the day that I go see Talia. So, I can't plan out that far. I'll see.
All right.
But I know
The thing with those races is TARC races, because they're so cheap, they fill up so quickly.
Yep.
It's $32.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I did their frozen Yeti.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of my DNFs, which is, and so Talia's got the shirt because if I got a DNF, it was a great shirt. It was a great shirt. It had the Yeti. It's like Kim's races. She's got a she's got a Sasquatch.
Oh, I'm losing you.
And it was long sleeve, 100 miler. That was 100 miler and a 15. I did the 15, but it was snow and ice.
Yeah, that was like really cold and crazy.
And I didn't have the right shoes, and I was falling. And it was like when I always say this, when I fall, I'm so tall. There's a moment I get to consider how much this is going to hurt.
See, I'm close to the ground, so
I'm not. Say, oh, this is going to suck, and it's invariably right. But yep, this is going to suck. So I noticed that when I got so tall, I was like, yeah, you have time to think. There's that split second where you're going, this is going to suck. So I fell like 5 times in like 10 miles, 11 miles, and we were just ahead of the sweep. And I just said, it was the 3 loops. I said, we're not going to do it. It was me and my cousin. I said, we're not doing the 3rd loop.
Yeah, well, because it's like you just think, all right, is this worth it? Like, I've already fallen this many times. Like, yeah. They used to do TARC had what was it? It was a spring. What was it called? The TARC something. Darn it. And they stopped doing it because the last year that they had done it, it snowed several feet, and the trail that they did it on, you can't put any kind of machinery in there, and you can't. So they were just patting it down with like snowshoes, and then it snowed overnight. So it was
disaster.
Like all fresh snow, and so the snow was like this deep, like
That's
2
insane.
feet deep, that you had to go into each other's footsteps for a 3-mile loop. It was.
I think that's the year. I think that was the one I did.
I was like, never again. And they didn't do it again.
Not doing that.
But this will not happen for this one. So anyways,
Well, I'm registered.
All right, yay. And I already saw a bunch of peeps that we know on there.
I need to look. I was just like, okay, click.
That's a friend. That's a friend.
I love that you didn't know what it was.
Becky would never make me sign up for something stupid.
No.
I need to come. You know what? We need to go into the city and do a race with you, Albertstar.
You be like my wife, where you will say hi at the beginning, and then you'll wait an hour for me at the end. It's not
me. I'm at like back of the pack.
No.
Okay, good. Then y'all run with you. Like Philadelphia. My wife was 2 waves ahead of me, and I didn't even tell her to wait. I said, "Yeah, go back to the hotel, get the car ready." And
I want everything ready when I finish.
See, exactly. And everything was. But like I said to her, you only beat me by 47 minutes. That's like, that's like I won.
That's like I won. How did she like that?
It's almost like I won. She usually beats me in a marathon with a New York. She beat me New York, but it was in a different wave. She was 2 hours ahead of me. But
wow.
New York, the wave starts are all
they are so spread out.
30 minutes apart. But when we did Cape Cod together, she beat me by, I think, over an hour again.
Did you do the Cape Cod? Did you do oh wait, there's a couple of them. So you didn't do Niantic, the Niantic Bay or whatever in February.
I did the Cape Cod Marathon, the old course. They've changed it since then.
Oh, okay.
I've never done that one. I did what's the Ragnar that goes across Cape Cod? I did that one. I think it's no longer around, but that was a good race.
And I've done Bay State, Lowell. That's where everybody goes to PR. That's where you go to try and get into Boston.
Oh yes, I've done Bay State.
Yeah.
That's a great that is a good race. I like that race. That's the one.
Is that the one Stefan just did?
It's in October.
The fall, right?
It's in October.
Is that the one that if you qualify, you get for 2 years? Because it's that one weekend where you get.
I
think so.
Could be. That's the one where my wife was training to get into Boston and she just missed.
Oh.
That was a couple of years ago, and she wound up not just missing, but she at 18.6 because that's the last split I got.
Yeah,
she was 5 minutes ahead of her Boston pace. Then it got to 71, and she wound up 5 minutes behind her Boston's place. Okay. She blew up.
I mean, it happens.
Happens to the best of us.
Well, and this year, like, what was it? 11,000 people that qualified didn't get in, or something like that to Boston.
You needed to be certain age groups. You needed to be over 5 minutes under your time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh.
That's why I like that guy Marathon Investigation, where he just outs people.
Like the person that just like sat in the porta-john in between loops of some race. How embarrassing! Like, essentially that you're like just hiding out in the porta-john.
I mean, I've hid out in a porta-john before, but more because I wanted to die than like.
But like to hide out like in between laps so that you can like cheat to win. Like,
okay,
I don't know, just
not
makes
cheating.
it feel that much worse. Like I hide out in porta-johns too, but.
Yeah, like just if I go in the porta-john, I have an excuse. Like I don't have to move right now.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
but anyways, we digress. So Albertstar, we are here with you. First, very important question: did you take a nap?
Not today.
You didn't. I totally thought you did because I took a nap that I wasn't meaning to take.
I had. My wife took my kid from nostalgia to Coney Island. So that means I got to do the laundry, to the aquarium. I got to do the laundry. I took out the garbage. And the first thing I did when I came home was eat. So,
yes.
So same. I ate the laundry, garbage, and feed the dog, all that.
You worked
Wait, where's the dog?
The dog? Trisha!
I have priorities.
I know.
Oh,
sit.
Oh, that's a good dog.
Sit. Look cute. Look cute.
Oh,
Oh, very cute
That's a
puppy dog.
cute puppy.
Blue Path. She is Talia's service dog. We had
Oh,
one from Guiding Eyes beforehand that was better trained. Trisha, they let us keep her because she was. We placed Talia when Trisha was like 5, so there's not much you can do with a service dog when they're 5, and you want to give them. They only have like 4 more years of life, not of life, of
service.
working life.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we got to keep her, and so when we go up there, we still take her. When we first placed her, Talia had a 1-to-1, but after you age out at 21, you don't get the 1-to-1. So it's basically makes it easier on us. I don't know how much she needs it now, but it makes we're definitely safer with the dog than without, because you've seen those running things for the dog, for when people run with their dogs, the strap goes around the waist.
Yes.
That's what we do with her. We strap it, we hook it, and she's got, like you've seen blind people holding the dog. That's the setup she has.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
And then if it's sunny out and I'm wearing my sunglasses, we confuse everybody. Because they think I'm blind. And if I have the leash and Talia's holding the dog, we just confuse the hell out of people.
So you said she now has a one-on-one. No, she used to, but
doesn't.
She does.
She doesn't.
She
aged out.
So, and she's not allowed to have a dog where she is.
That was an issue. That was one of the issues in placing her.
Oh, okay.
They didn't want to take certain places. You have pluses and minuses on every placement. The bottom line is this place that I have in Massachusetts has cameras everywhere. You cannot walk anywhere without a camera.
That's great.
Yeah.
But most places won't do that because they're going to document their abuse. And the bottom line is I don't want her sexually abused. She's nonverbal. She really can't talk, or like my wife says, advocate for herself, which means she can't talk. Right. So there's cameras all over the place. The situation is what it is. But like when we see her, the first thing that I try and do is tell my wife, take her to the bathroom, give her a body check to see marks and shit if there's anything. Now the problem is when she has her period, she gets very self-abusive. So a lot of times you'll see the marks, but I know if the marks are on her arms, that's most likely her.
Right.
But that's why we put her there as opposed to anywhere else. And also my brother-in-law is up there in the same facility.
Does she get excited when you bring the dog with you?
The dog is more excited to see her than she's excited to see the dog. The dog is very happy every time. But you know how the dog is. You go away for 2 days and it's like you left for a year.
I go out to the mailbox and it's like I left for a year.
Exactly. So the dog's ecstatic to see her. She's happy to see us.
Yeah.
I mean,
I love seeing the pictures that you post on Facebook because she looks really happy and you guys look so happy. I always love to see those.
My mother got sick, and I was on FMLA from October till last week. And my mother's residence is 0.9 miles away from my Talia's school.
Wow.
So the only good thing about what happened is that I saw Talia, I saw her every weekend that I was up there. I saw her constantly during the week as well. So that was good. But then I didn't have the dog then. Right. So when I took her out, it's a lot more difficult taking her out without the dog. And then I usually sometimes if I have the dog, I'll take her out and I'll take my brother-in-law out. My brother-in-law is autistic as well, but he's in his early 40s, late 40s. But taking the two of them out without the dog I did it once, and it is like, man, it's not easy.
Yeah.
Right.
So So I just take her out. But she's simple. You just feed her a grilled cheese. I go to Panera, grilled cheese and mac and cheese.
My favorites. She's got a good appetite there. That's what I'd order too.
So she
Same.
Yay.
Okay, the dog went back downstairs.
So what we got to see you today at Jimmy's Raise, which was wonderful.
So wonderful. Outfit was on point.
It's hard. I ate half of my circus peanuts already. I brought them here and I was going to eat them while we were on, and then I opened them and then I'm like, just eat one. And then I'm like, all right, just eat a second one. Just eat a third. And then halfway through the bag, I'm like, I think I'm going to vomit. I need to put these away.
Exactly. That's circus peanuts.
Yeah.
So I would love to know what you're thankful for. And part of why I want to know is because to me, you just strike me as such a thankful person in general, as somebody that really appreciates all the good things, and even the things that you just appreciate. You find the silver lining and you appreciate it and you live in the moment. And so I think that's great. And that's, so I'm excited to hear.
Oh, wow. That's a tough
build. You're like, well,
I'm thankful for new shoes.
See, that's great.
Same.
You got to be thankful for what you got. I'm thankful. I was listening to the podcast today, and they were talking art and oh man, why am I drawing a blank? Fred, we're talking about getting old, and I'm thankful that I can do this because there's one day I won't be able to do. When I thank God I can do this. I did a marathon. I'm on the wrong side of the mountain, and I was faster than my last two. I'm thankful for that. And you're thankful for family. I'm thankful. I've got two kids. They're both, one's doing very well. She's Emery. She's Brandeis. This is her track shirt that I got, even though
I was wondering about that. I was like, wait, did he go to Brandeis?
No, I went to Buffalo. I went to SUNY Buffalo and St. John's. Nice. I have those shirts too, but I put on I have but and she doesn't run. She's not much of an athlete now. She biked a lot. So I'm thankful for what she's accomplished. I'm thankful that my wife puts up with me. That's rough. I'm not the easiest to deal with sometimes, and she puts up with me. No, she puts up with me, and that's I'm thankful for my family and my dog.
Oh, yeah. And we're also thankful for you because I feel like you're like the I don't know, like you could be like the spokesperson for so many different things. Like, you just put your name and attach it to something and it's good. It's golden.
I wish. Oh, but could you get me paid?
Sure. It depends on what you want to get paid in. If it's paid in money,
I'll take anything. I'm thankful, but I'm not proud. Not proud. I mean, like today's event. I'm thankful to be able to do that. It's great to come out and see trail friends and see friends that. And I'm far. I don't get to see you. I don't get to go to a lot of these races, and it's fun to see you. And it's also, I did well today for me.
Yeah, so you did.
You did really well.
I'm always thankful for that. It's putting names to faces. That's why I've done some of Brian Vander Hagen.
You have to whisper it.
Steep endurance. I mean, there's one of the medals. That's a good medal.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Look
That's
at all
good
those.
One. Those are some nice medals.
There's some ragged cuts up there.
Yeah, yes. And I don't know. Kim does the same type, but I don't think it's ragged cuts.
Oh, you're right. Yes, she does.
Yeah.
But I don't know who it is.
She could, but which is my favorite? I don't know which is my favorite.
Ooh, yeah. Show us your favorite.
It's probably this one's the funniest one. I did a virtual Corona race, So they gave you a coronavirus thing and a thing of.
Oh,
That's
I remember that
awesome.
race.
I mean, this one, the Autism Strong one.
That one's
That's a
great.
good one. That one's a good one. I mean, but this new one from the freaking Philadelphia one, that rings.
Wow,
That's a
look at
really
that.
nice medal. It's huge. That must have been like
That's what she
weighing
said.
your neck down.
And it rings. That is absolutely the coolest.
That is.
That
That's
is
really
cool.
so. No, is this so you did Philadelphia last weekend, and how I know that your wife barely beat you by
Barely.
4.7 seconds. No, wait, 47 minutes. Sorry.
47 minutes.
Same thing.
I'm getting closer.
Yes, you are.
Getting closer.
Had you done that one before?
I've not done Philly before.
That's like Jimmy's home turf.
I
Yeah,
know.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, what did you think of it?
I liked it. I don't know if I'll go back because if I'm going to do another full, I'll see what happens. I might go back. I want to get into New York. Last year, I wound up running New York, and I wound up testing positive for COVID the Monday after New York. So I had a god awful race, and I at 6:48. So I don't want that to be my last New York. But New York is a shit show to get into.
Yeah.
You know, to get into, to run it. But, you know, every time you finish, you know, you're thankful that to me, I'm thankful every time I finish a marathon. Every time I finish a marathon, you finish it. Thank God.
Yeah.
I always swear I'm never going to do another road marathon. Like I always say, I'm never doing another road marathon. Somehow I'm always registered for another road marathon.
Yeah, it is. You know what? I should try and get, I did New York once, and it was, I know I've told the story before where a bunch of us put in our names in the lottery, and two of us were the ones that were really like, I don't know, I don't really, but just really put our names in because everybody else did, and everyone else really wanted to do it, and we were the only two that got in, and we're like, oh gosh, we got to do it. And I just had a horrible race. It was my third marathon I'd ever done, or fifth, or no, I don't know, but it was probably like 20 years ago. And it was the first time I ever had where you hit the wall. And everybody has races where they hit the wall. So I knew it was coming. And it just so happened that somebody just happened to step out on the course and punch me in the face.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Was that in the Bronx?
It was on mile 19 to 20. I mean, it was at that, that moment that
bridge,
right when they say that's going to happen.
Coming into the Bronx. See, if you suck like me, the people in the projects now in the Bronx, they have flat Coke that they just serve.
Ooh,
but you have to be like over 5 or 6 hours, and they start serving it for the people who suck. And it is the greatest thing ever. They come out with this. They come out, the stick?
Yeah, yeah.
They'll rub your legs down. It's right by the housing project. You go over the bridge from Manhattan, you go down, you hit that housing project, and they are rocking it. I love the Bronx. You're only in there like 1 mile, but man, they show up.
Wow.
And that's awesome.
This ain't an official stop. That's their own money buying flat Coke. And I love that.
So awesome.
I love that it's flat. Last year I did a shot. I did a shot last year on First Avenue. Always wanted to do that. I did.
See, now I got to get in and do it with you and do New York the real way, the right way.
Serving beers in Philly. They were serving beer at mile 4. I couldn't believe in Philly they're serving beer at mile like 4. It's like, dude, it's
really?
too early.
Wow.
They were serving doors at mile 8.
What
a little too early. I don't like to take that shot till mile 18. But I wasn't sure there'd be. I don't know. It kind of turned my stomach a little bit. It was too early.
So wait, you did a shot at mile 8?
Yeah. Small shot. Like,
I love that.
This.
Wow.
I did labor pains in Pennsylvania. What is that? It's a 12-hour race during Labor Day.
And that is amazing, that name.
First of
a
all,
great
12
wage.
hours is not labor. Okay, come talk to me when you're over 36.
Well, it's Labor Day weekend.
I
That's
do.
why
I
it's
think that's
labor.
very clever. Labor.
That is great.
It's but they served alcohol in the course. I had never seen that.
Wow.
They had two big bottles, the big bottles of one of Fireball, one of something else. Then when they ran out of that shit, they were serving beer. That's the first race.
Oh.
That's my first 50K, and it's the first race where at mile 22 or whatever, 25. I forget what I did. It's like I did a shot. It's like, oh man, so much better now. Like,
I just lost you for a
you got
second.
time.
Did you lose, Celeste? Could you hear?
Yeah, I lost him for a second. I just heard I did a shot and I felt better. That's all I heard.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
my legs. I went in. Let me move over here. I'm in the middle. How about? Is it better now?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
That's what she
Okay.
said. Yes.
So after I did the shot at like mile 20, it's like I was going to stop at marathon distance, but then I went for the 50K. My
Was
legs
that
felt
shot?
pretty good
That's the shot.
after the shot. But
I don't know if I could do a
Fireball.
shot and then.
It's Fireball.
I don't like Fireball. I don't like cinnamon.
These aren't
So-
full
I
shots.
love
These are
cinnamon.
like,
I don't like cinnamon.
I love Fireball. It's like candy.
Nope.
It's like candy.
Nope.
Like candy.
That's it. I got to get into New York
Yeah.
and I got to run it with you.
I don't know. Is it raining by you? It's raining here.
I don't know. I'm in my basement on my stage.
I would love.
Oh, where'd you go?
I'm in my bedroom, but I'm upstairs. But it's pouring rain.
Ugh.
Oh,
Let me go downstairs.
Yeah, if I'm
I feel like
upstairs, my dogs yell.
they do. They scream.
Mercury's like, I want to be on the podcast. Bark, 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 bark.
How about now? How about
That's
now?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh,
Got me?
yes.
Nope. We keep
Now I'm
losing
right
him.
by the Wi-Fi.
All right. There you are. Oh,
No.
I think it's funny. You're by the Wi-Fi and you're like,
Now?
They keep
frozen.
blocking up. Oh, wait, there you
Okay.
are.
All right. So stand there and don't move.
Look,
So
I'm sitting.
So what are some of the other like top things to thinking about this year that come to mind for you that you're really grateful for? Or that kind of stand out for you?
I'm grateful. Everybody's surgery went well. Everybody's healthy. Thank God. You always got to thank God for your health. Everybody's
Yep.
healthy. Everybody's is okay. I've had no bad issues with my youngest. That's always unfortunately she comes first in this house. Not that my other daughter isn't as important, but my other daughter is self-sufficient.
Right.
So everything's going well with her. Like I said, she had surgery that was successful. We survived the 21-year thing. We have her in an out-of-state placement.
Is this
So
the
New York
second
State
year?
has pulled kids back from out-of-state placement. No, this is her third year.
Third year. Okay.
We placed her July of 2020.
Okay.
So that was beyond stressful because I don't know what we would have done. We had a plan B, but the plan B would have been we're back to eating ramen noodles again. My wife was working, but not full time.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's working, still not full time. But one thing about psychiatry is after COVID, that's no longer the bottom of the barrel medicine. It's not really like my oldest called her a Dr. Light, which I thought was funny. But
Would she
didn't
call
think
her a
it was
doctor
funny.
what?
A Dr. Light. You're not a real doctor. You're like a Dr. Light.
Kids, man.
So, and then I get yelled at because I'm laughing like an idiot. So I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
You were.
Is it funny how
encouraging
kids
it.
can like rip your heart out and destroy you with like one comment?
But not realize that they're doing it. Like they don't mean anything. Like
I think my kids mean it, but okay.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely.
There was some comedian who said the greatest solace, the greatest troubles, your kids, the greatest joy, your kids. So it's it's both.
It really is.
It really is.
Absolutely.
It is the hardest, most rewarding job.
Absolutely. And when they do something, when she graduated college and she was number one in her department, it's like you can't I got to put on sunglasses because she can't see me cry because I'm too tough. But it's like it's like this is the greatest thing ever.
That's
so it was
great.
like that was because she. Yeah. So the July, that's the thing that this year is going to stand out for is thank God she is where she is. She's safe. That's the number one job you have with your kids. You got to make sure they're safe. And with most kids, you grow them up, they leave, and you're done with them, and they're safe. This one was different, and now it becomes a lot from 20 to 21. Actually, it's 21. Now, if they want to move her, it's a lot harder. So we're in better shape now than we were last year.
Now, when you say from 20 to 21, do you mean the year or do you mean the age?
The age, when she reaches age 21. Okay, when she reaches age 21, she ages out of educational services to adult services. And each state does it differently.
Yes.
Connecticut is actually better than most. Because who I work for, we're based in Hartford, and we have and that's another thing I'm thankful is my job. My job has an autism, I wouldn't say support group, a whole bunch of groups, but my job, and we're global, yada yada yada. Can I say who I work for or no?
Yes, if you want to. It's up to you.
Whatever you want.
That's the umbrella travelers, the red umbrella.
Okay.
So they take man time, where 1 hour a month there's an autism parent group, which is that is, and they do it for a whole lot of groups. That is a commitment to your employees. That I've worked other places that I've had, which are great. But that's a loss of man hours, but it's great. So I'm thankful for that. And also you get with autism, speaking to parents, you get so many more ideas as to what to do, things going on, activities. It is like the greatest resource is other parents who have gone through this before you. So if you're in New York and you need help, PM me. And my wife, and like I say, this is what my wife does. She's an autism psychiatrist. We don't charge because parents have called her. I've had parents at work, this job, other jobs, reach out to us because every kid doesn't come, there's no instructions on their feet how to raise a child. Right. And it is difficult. So I thank God that worked out, and thank God for my health. My greatest accomplishment this year, I mean, I had some good, always the court wins are good wins. I've had some good court wins. But I'm very proud of the Philadelphia Marathon that I did.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. You should be proud. You did really well.
I'm pleased. I went in, I trained well, and I did well. So, knock on wood. Now the dog's running into the door. Dog just got out, heard the knock, running to the door.
Yep.
Oh, I love her. She's so cute.
Oh, well, that's so great. I'm so glad, and I'm glad that everything's working out with Talia's her residence and all of that. Like, they think that's so great. So yay. So all right, so hopefully we're gonna see you at another event soon, right?
Yeah.
My next thing that I'm doing, I'm not sure you're not coming down for this. I'm doing a 50K. It's on a 2.5 mile loop in Queens, in Flushing Meadow. I think it's all tar. I don't know that. I haven't looked at the course, but there's a 50K, 70K, January 7th.
See that? I was thinking of you because I saw a race that
Flamingo,
was,
something like that. I forget who was doing it.
I think that is the one that I saw. And I remember thinking, I now of course I have to look it up, but I remember thinking of you and being like, I wonder if he's going to do this race. Cause I always say, like, I'm going to do ones that I haven't done. And I do tend to do a lot of the same ones.
Me too.
Because it's like, I know the people that are going, or the distance that, where it is okay. The PPTC Endurance Fest.
No, that's Prospect Park Track Club. When's that?
That is next Sunday, December 3rd. It's a 50K and a 50 miler in Brooklyn.
Well, I'm going up to see Talia. I'm going up to see my mom after.
The Frozen Flamingo 50K.
That's it. And there's a 70K option. But that's what I'm doing, the Frozen Flamingo 50K.
Nice. So yeah. Oh, that's something to look at. Yeah. So if anybody wants to take a look, it's Sunday, January 7th at 7 a.m. at Casena. Is that how you say the name? Park?
Casina. But we're not doing, it's like the Patreon list. It's okay.
Yeah. And
Casino. I know you're not from here
here
when you say Casino.
Kewins. Okay. It's in Kewins, New York.
Exactly. It's 5 miles from my house.
Wow.
So you're going to run there, run the 50K, run home.
No, the 70K.
70K.
I'm gonna try for the 70K. The 70K is 15 hours, right? It's 13 and 15. Remember.
I'm not seeing the 70 as an option. Maybe
Look.
Oh, I think I remember them saying, yes, any runner who is able to run a 70K 43 miles within 10 hours.
10 hours.
It's within 10 hours, but you have 10 hours to complete. So you could get in more than 50K. So
that's 4.3 miles an hour. That's a bit, I don't know. I'll have to see. I have to see how he's running it. If he's doing the hill, it's
a 2.07 mile loop paved, and there will be a pink flamingo every quarter mile.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that there is,
Well,
what I would do? I'd want to move those pink flamingos like 5 hours in, just like put one, like move one so it's like a half mile away from the other one, and then the one after it, make it like a 1/10 of a mile, just so everybody's like, what's going on? I just went so slow, and I just had the fastest quarter mile. just mess with everybody's. I say that, but
I thought it was long. I'm probably going to do Fred Lebo half. I do that every year, but I probably should register for that because that'll sell out.
Nope.
That's 2 loops to Central Park, and then that'll be fun.
What's the name of it again?
I've
Sorry, you
done
broke
that
up.
like 5 or 6 times.
Nice.
What's the name of it?
The Fred Lebo half.
Fred Lebo. Oh, yes.
That's a New York road. The Fred Lebo half. That's in Central Park. It's a New York Roadrunners race. It'll sell out. That's always a good. So
any other race that anybody that's looking to run in that area over like winter into spring that you'd suggest? or not suggest they don't do it?
I've done the Prospect Park, the track club 10-miler on President's Day. That's a good one. That's 3 loops of Prospect Park.
3 loops
And
of
that's usually
Prospect
got
Park on
off.
President's Day.
Yeah, I've done. That's a good one. These are all road races.
That's all right.
Sometimes we run roads.
We can break it up.
That's. I mean, in New York City, you got the trail races are few and far between.
Would they ever be? Do you think or maybe they do, and you'd probably be like, did you not know this race is done there? But Van Cortlandt Park, where the famous cross country course there, that's really hard. They've ever thought of doing like an ultra on that course, just doing that 5K course as an ultra?
The big New York Roadrunners had one ultra. They don't do ultras anymore. The bus, I forget what that stood for. He kind of retired. He had ultras. He had one over here that was part road, part trail, 50K that I've seen. The only ultras you got to Escape from New York. That's the lottery's opening up. That's 100-mile or 100K. That comes by me, and that starts in Bronx. But no, nobody. They do a cross country. Van Cortlandt Park. You got to go with the Van Cortlandt Running Club, but Van Cortlandt Park is underutilized by the running community for races. I'm not familiar with Van Cortlandt runners because, other than marrying a woman from the Bronx, I mean, my father was from the Bronx. We drive through the Bronx,
Yeah. I mean, I only just from in college, we and I think some high school races, but there are a lot of big meets there, and it's a it's a well-known a very challenging 5K course. And so I was that would be.
They have a cross country. They have a cross country race coming up. It's usually in December, but it's a 5K, and that's the only race New York Roadrunners puts on in the Bronx in that park.
Oh, okay.
New York Roadrunners, for all what they say, is Manhattan centric. They have, as far as I can remember, one race in Staten Island, one race in Queens, 2 in the Bronx, a couple in Brooklyn, and then everything else is in Manhattan. And most of their races are in Central Park.
Yeah.
It's like I've run in Central Park. It's like I know every inch of Central Park that I don't, it's like I don't need to run in Central Park. So I don't do their races that much because it's like I don't want, and it's like everybody, if you're from Queens, it's like, I got to run it. I got to go into Manhattan. I got to find parking.
Yeah.
It's early in the morning, and I got to schlep in. It's like it's easier for me to go to Connecticut. I got to schlep into Manhattan, find parking.
We'd rather you come to Connecticut.
Connecticut, yes.
Exactly, me too. Run 4 miles, come home. It's the same 4 miles that I've run a billion times. It's the same part of Central Park. So I don't run New York. I think in the last 5 years, last 3 years. I mean, next year I may try and do the 9+1 because I want to run New York one more time. So you got to do 9 of their races and volunteer one. So I've done that once. It's a pain in the ass. It is a pain in the ass because it's like I got to most of their races are short, and to plan ahead. Like if I want to do the Brooklyn 10-miler, you got to plan ahead, and I don't plan ahead. I don't know what my schedule is going to be. To do the Bronx half, the Bronx half is a lottery. The New York City half, that lottery I put in for, that's a great race. That's in March. The New York City half, it starts in Prospect Park, and you run to Central Park. And you run over the Manhattan Bridge. That's a great race. You run through Times Square. That sounds cool. That is a great race, but that's a lottery.
Is that a hard lottery to get into? I'm assuming.
Yeah, and I think it's open. I think the lottery closed. Son, I got to check my lottery status. I figure maybe the lottery's still open for that. That's a great race.
Try and get in the lottery. I feel like my experience with lotteries, although I guess if this was truly my experience, I would have gotten into Western states. But I feel like the lotteries that I try to get into, it's like I get into them on the first try, and then I like the race, try to get in again, and never get in again. Like that happened with Mount Washington. I put my name in and was like, all right. I never had a desire to do Mount Washington, and then was like, I'll put my name in the lottery with the Hartford Track Club. Got in, absolutely loved that race. Since then, I've put my name in the lottery every year, and I'm like, oh, this year I'm going to get in again, and I don't get in. So I feel like this will probably be one of those.
They don't
I don't think I've ever entered a lottery.
I think I've won New York once. I won the New York lottery twice, actually. But I won when the New York City half used to be, 30,000 people applying for 25,000 spots, but now not. Now there's like 50,000.
I was just gonna say it's probably.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awful to me.
No,
like that many people?
No, it's for the lottery. There's 25,000 people running it.
Yeah, 25,000 is too many people for me. I think 2,500 is too many for me.
But it's done in waves, so
it doesn't matter.
It's not like that. Listen, you can come down and just get free gear. Check out all the gear that people throw to the side and just like.
Oh my gosh, I know the things that people throw on the side of the course. I'm always like, oh, I want to pick that up. And then I'm like, are you really going to run with that for 25 and a half more miles? I'll be like,
depends what it is. It depends what it is.
If it's cash, I'll pick it up.
Listen, I ran the New York City half one day. I am freezing. I see hand warmers on the ground. I pick them up, they're still warm. So I'm running with these. Then I put my hat sucked. Took off my hat, put a hat on the ground, turned it inside out because that'll prevent lice. And ran.
I think that's great.
I'm cold. It's like I'm freezing here. I ran that race one year where they put out the water, like hours and hours before. I ran with it where you had to punch a hole in the ice to get to the water.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes, that's when the water is like, oh my God, when it goes down, you throw too cold.
And it hurts, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh my.
And your whole body temp just drops.
Yeah.
Because there was a stop on the West Side Highway, and I pity the volunteers because it is just the wind is howling.
Yeah.
And it's so it is awful.
Yeah, that's tough. All right, I was like, ooh, maybe I'll put in for this this lottery for New York, but now I'm like, wait, I don't know, but maybe I still will, as long as it's not March 23rd.
No, March 23rd. I apparently registered for a race.
Yes, you did.
It might be actually. I know it's. When is the New York City?
I'm gonna look.
I mean, I don't even know if I have something going on that weekend. So there you go.
Well,
but I registered.
You do have something going on that weekend.
March 17th.
This race.
It's March 17th.
Okay. And it's the I just pulled it open.
The drawings, I don't know if the lottery's still open because the drawing is actually, I'm glad I checked. The drawing's Wednesday.
Oh, there you go.
The applications were opened October 19th, closed October 26th. So unfortunately, we missed it by 28 days.
They opened it up for a week. Jesus.
Yeah, that's not a lot of time.
That is not a lot of time.
But they clearly, if they're getting 50,000 applicants, like that's not hurting them any.
No.
Wow. All right. Well, I'll have to find something else, but
you could get it when they charge for the applications, when they charge for the lotteries, but then somebody sued.
Oh, they did? Wait, don't they still do that for the marathon? Isn't it $15 to?
No, somebody sued basically saying you're cutting into the government's monopoly on lotteries. You cannot hold a lottery because only the government can hold a lottery to charge. So somebody sued Iron Man. And then everybody else, and everybody else got nervous and did away with their fees for lottery because they didn't want to get sued. So, because if you think about it, lotteries are only run by the government.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what the guy, it was like you said, he applied to like the Florida Ironman, didn't get in a bunch of times, said, screw this. I was an attorney. And he said, screw this. I'm suing you for running an illegal lottery. And
that's what they get for not letting him in.
So that was part of the settlement that he got to run do it, which was also, but that may be like urban legend, that part. But I know he did sue Ironman for running the illegal lottery, and then everybody did it because it used to be $10-15.
Yeah, I remember when I remember.
I mean, think about the amount of money you're bringing in, charging $10,
$1 million
for a lottery. Yeah,
$1 million. So that's when the fee went up because I ran it previously, and the marathon was always expensive, but it was like $180, $190. Then the next year, the marathon went to $260 because they had to make up all that money. They have about 100,000 people applying every year, and at $10, that's $1 million.
Mind blowing.
It's $1 million that they did away with.
Wow.
So they had to make it up. Not that organization doesn't make money hand over foot.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
And I guess I should say allegedly. This is all
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes, we don't have Fred on here to help us, but
where's Fred?
You said allegedly, so we're all good.
Yeah,
Yep.
allegedly. No. It's all allegedly. Allegedly, this happened.
Yes. Perfect. All right. Well, it was so lovely seeing you today, Albertstar.
It was great to see you.
And I'm excited also I think I already told you that the book that you read, the Kara Goucher book that you read and then mailed to Fred, who then read and mailed to me, and then I read and gave to Monkey Stuffer, and then Monkey Stuffer read and we just gave to Celeste, and Celeste has strict instructions that it goes.
I gotta sign it and give it to someone else.
Moves on.
Yeah.
So anybody listening that hasn't read the Kara Goucher book and you want to read the ones that we've all read, hit up Celeste.
Yeah, hit me up. I have to read it first, though.
Yes.
I divested myself of my Nike gear after reading that.
Yeah. I won't buy anymore.
Yeah, it was like, man. And then when you think about like that allegedly, they're who they've sponsored, their hand, they stuck with Lance until the last possible moment. So I divested myself of a lot of their gear, but it's not going to do anything. What I do is it's not making a difference to their pocketbook.
But it's making a difference to you. That would be my dog.
Exactly.
Sorry about that. So, all right.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Yes. Hopefully it will be in a mile and a half.
A mile and a half. Take
All right.
care.
Well, thank you
Thank
you.
so much.
Thank
All
you.
right.
We'll see you.
Bye. Thank you,
Bye.
everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Gotta leave.
I gotta leave.
And by the way, the leave button's not working. Great.
Becky can't find the leave button.
I know.
That's what she said.
Oh, I hit. Wait, there it is. Okay. Stop recording. You are sure you want to stop recording? Yes.